my smoothest transition of all time, but a transition nonetheless. Good morning. What is up, everybody? Welcome to Awaken Base. I'm going to look over here to the left so I can control my mouse because I'm in a little bit of a new position here today. A little further away, yet cozy by my completely real, not CGI on a television fire. Scared the cats. That's how real it is. And of course, I've got my very real, not fake at all library right behind me. Decided to move the bay window over to the left. Thought it looked nicer there. What's going on, everybody? Hope y'all are having a good Thursday. Been having a good week. I'm just being goofy as always, starting off the stream. Today, we got a good one. Last night, as always, thinking of our Awaken-based topics. What am I going to talk about? What am I going to do? And while I was thinking through, maybe I'll do another Chat Chooses, get myself kicked off YouTube yet again. I started thinking about something a couple people in the Discord were talking about, which is, Nathan East. Just killing it on this track. Nathan East, killing it on this track. This name kept coming up, Nathan East. And we've studied Nathan East before, but not like today. Today we're doing a deep dive into the legendary man, the creator of Easy Lover by Philip Bailey. Did you know that? I didn't know that. He wrote Easy Lover. If he did nothing else, he deserves a statue for that song. So, we're going to be taking a deep look at Nathan H. What was his middle name? Anyway, Nathan East. Let's say good morning to the chat and see what's going on. I'm really on point today, you can tell. What's up, Bobby? Good morning, good morning. Oh, Bobby, you never heard of this fella. You're interested? Oh, this is the beauty of Nathan East. Much like Nile Rodgers, the guitarist. Even if you don't know that name, you know his music. You have heard it. And I guarantee you today, Nathan East is going to be one of those characters for you, Bobby. When you hear some of these songs, you're going to be like, Last night, I was literally yelling at like 11 o'clock, going, no, I can't believe this is him. Oh, it's amazing. Hey, what's up, Pop Base Me? Good to see you, good to see you. We got a fun collaboration in the mix here coming up pretty soon. Be on the lookout, everybody. Just got to finish those tabs first. What's up, hon? Good to see you, brother. Oh, no, already at work. Oh, it's brutal, my man. But you got a good one to catch up with after work. You can listen to this, check out some dope tracks. Should be pretty fun today. So, without further ado, let me see if I can switch this over without goofing everything up. There we go. This is who we are looking at today. Nathan East. Also, please chat. If the voice is a little too loud, a little too soft, things are not balanced, you can see I've got a new mic, let me know. I'll get it fixed for you. This is our cat, though. Nathan East. Born 1955, and I want to say funkin' hard since 1971? Something like that. How old would he be, 16? Whew. 16, 17. This guy is crazy all over the place. And when I mean crazy all over the place, I don't just mean styles. I mean physically. This guy has recorded albums in pretty much every country in the world, every genre, every style. He's a beast. He's an absolute beast. I think he's got over 1,500 artist credits on Discogs, which, as wonderful as Discogs is, we know it's not 100% complete, so that means there's more. And within that, he wrote multiple tracks, if not played on multiple tracks in these albums. So it is an easily underestimate 2,000 plus tracks recorded in his lifetime. Unbelievable amount. And from my cursory research, I did about an hour and a half of research last night. It was hard to find a loser. They were all bangers. But an interesting thing that we'll find as we're listening to him today, you can kind of pick out his sound, because there were a couple albums where there were two bass players playing on the same track, and it's like, well, which one is Nathan and which one is this other person? But after listening to enough, I'm starting to kind of get a vibe for how Nathan plays, his tone choices, what he sounds like, and I'm starting to recognize his sound a little bit more every time I try. So, before I check in here with chat, one more time before we listen to our first track here, I just want to do a little bit of a Wikipedia dive here on our homeboy Nathan Harrell East. I knew it was an H. Born December 8th, 1955. Happy birthday here in a couple months. American jazz, R&B, rock, bass guitarist, and vocalist. More than 2,000 recordings. East is one of the most recorded bass players in the history of music. That's a statement. That's a statement. I know we haven't been recording music for more than 100 years. But think about that. In 100 years, this cat who's still kicking around in his, late 60s? Most recorded bass player ever. That's nuts. People have got a lot of catching up to do. Let's see. He got a Bachelor of Arts degree from the University of California, San Diego in 78. Pretty cool. As we've discussed in the past, he's a founding member of Foreplay. Not the Four Tops. That's different. Foreplay. Very cool because Foreplay contains Bob James. Who is Bob James? Writer of one of the greatest television theme songs of all time, Taxi, Angela's theme. So good. So we're starting off on a good note. Then it just puts a quick list of big names here, and these are not even, in my mind, the biggest names. You got Bobby Womack, Eric Clapton, Michael Jackson, Joe Satriani, George Harrison, Ringo Starr, Phil Collins, Stevie Wonder, Toto, Kenny Loggins, Daft Punk, Chick Corea, Herbie Hancock. We're still missing things like Shaka Khan. We got so many others on this. So many good ones. Last thing I want to point out from this man's amazing bag of tricks. He's actually a very accomplished amateur musician. Did you like my pun there? Did you like what I did? I think that's pretty cool that he works at the Magic Castle and the Academy of Magical Arts. Magic is a touchy thing, man. If you start doing magic in front of people are going to be checking on your mental health, making sure you're not having a bad time. But for Nathan East, he's like, no, I'm crushing it so hard. You want to see a magic trick? He's so cool, man. He's done so much stuff. And just, and then for us here at the Alex6501 channel, what is the crown jewel of all of this? The dude plays a 5-string Yamaha BB5000. An instrument we have talked about on this channel many times. I think the first person who was given one of these was, I want to say, Sakurai from Cassiopeia. I think he was one of the first ones to get it, but if it was not him, it was Nathan East who got it first. Let me see if they have that on Wikipedia talking about his instrument. Yep, here we go. So I'll read this real quick from Wikipedia. With Yamaha, East developed a custom 5-string bass guitar signature model, the BBNE, named after his early 1980s BB5000 5-string. Okay, so the BB5000 did come out first, and then he got a signature line for that model. So the signature line, released in 2001, is a limited edition 30th anniversary. And a 30th anniversary was released in 2011. He also used 6-string prototypes. Looks like they introduced the Nathan East 1 parametric EQ pedal, otherwise known as the Magic Box, in the early 2000s. The pedal essentially gives the player the ability to use the Nathan East EQ curve on any bass they choose. He also plays a Yamaha SLB200 silent upright bass, and that's what that... Oh, you can't see that. That's what this picture is right here. That's the silent upright bass. Pretty cool. All right, pretty cool. I'm gonna have to check out that pedal, see exactly what that pedal is here, because that seems pretty awesome. Okay, so how I've organized this here today. Sorry for being all over the place. What I did is I went to the Discogs for Nathan East. I clicked on credits, all 1,591 credits, and I made it to about, I want to say like 1,000, maybe not even that. I may have only made it to like 750 or 800. So I started in 1977, and I think I found 28 tracks that I wanted to highlight. We won't get through them all, but that's just getting to 1991. That's how much this guy has done, and I was skipping over a ton of stuff. So what we're going to do today, I'm going to ask y'all to join in. We're going to look through this discography together. I'm going to highlight some things I saw, start talking about some other things that I skipped over and noticed here, and talk about some things that you guys noticed too. And while we're listening to our first track here, I'm going to catch up with chat, see what's going on. So the first thing that I wanted to snag here was from a guy named Lenny Williams. Don't Stop Me Now. Because I've seen this cat before. This is 1980, and I was like, what's going on? Oh, not that one. Where is it? Let's see here. I've got 1.5 billion tabs. I bet it's over to the right. Yeah, there it is. Gloria Gaynor, Daft Punk, Bob James. I can't fight it. It's gone forever. Well, whatever. We'll just do it here. Let's do it today. Lenny Williams. This guy right here. So this is 1980, and this is going to be the first track that we check out from Mr. Nathan East. And he starts us off excellent.
Don't stop me now, 'cause you feel so good to me. Your body's warm.
Hey, good morning, Texas man. Good to see you, brother. Good to have you. Good to have you. Hey, what's up, Mott? Good to see you. Let's see here. Yo, Alex, have you mentioned anything about the City Pop recording credits? Oh, about his City Pop recording credits. Not yet, baby. But we're going to be talking about that and a little bit of Polydor Records, too. You know what's going on, Mott. You know what we're going to be doing here today.
Don't stop it. Oh, it's
so good, man. Just funky. Just chill. Ooh, listen to that bass.
I'll do what you want me to, 'cause you got the magic that makes my inhibitions disappear. Move with me, oh.
Trying to see who else is on this track. Anybody interesting? Yeah. Get out of his cell phone. I don't need you. A little bit of soul disco for us all here. So I don't know about y'all. I had never really heard of Lenny Williams here. However, he's got a little bit of a Curtis Mayfield kind of sound. I dig it. Another interesting, some cohorts, if you will, of Nathan East. One of which is Paul Jackson Jr. We're just going to take a quick look at this cat right here. This dude. Absolute maniac on guitar. I don't mean that like he's sweep picking and like shredding. I mean, he's a genius. He's like the Jake A. Concepcion of guitar. Just tasty licks. Tasty sound. Always on point. Look at that smile. That's a smile of constant excellence. Oh, look at this one. Oh, that's constant excellence. Oh, look at the smile. Oh, that one, he's like, I'm going to be more humble. Constant excellence. But this dude, we see Paul Jackson Jr. all over the place in conjunction with Nathan East. So, very common to hear that kind of funky guitar linking in with Nathan. It's very, very cool to check out. I don't believe we have them on this track. What are we listening to? Don't Stop Me Now? Let's see. Don't make me. Oh, no. That is Paul Jackson on here. Oh, he's just sounding so good. So, a little short introductory track here into our Nathan East exploration. But this is a little funk soul disco here. We talked about how he was Nathan East was a founding member of the Four Tops, an R&B, not the Four Tops. I always want to say the Four Tops. Let me just show you what I'm talking about. Four Tops, it's spelled out, F-O-U-R. This is the Four Tops, a doo-wop group from the 50s. This is not Nathan East. This is not who we're looking at. We're looking at Foreplay Bob James. Can I get a Wikipedia? Whatever. Foreplayjazz.com. Close enough. This is what we're looking at. There they are. There's Bob James. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Good stuff. Foreplay. Anyway, this was some soul disco stuff. 1980. And what Mott was bringing up was, hey, are you going to talk about Nathan East and his city pop collection? Because this is a city pop channel. Why am I talking about Nathan East? Why am I looking at stuff from the 70s from America? Because he has not yet made it to Japan. Let's keep scrolling through. Let's see what we can find here. So as I kept going through, I found a LaToya Jackson track, Nighttime Lover. Probably going to get kicked off for this, but I wanted to play this for you for two reasons. One, Nathan East is amazing, and this song is not very good, but Nathan East makes it way better. Number two, they tried to record LaToya Jackson in the same way they record Michael Jackson. But LaToya Jackson doesn't sound as good as Michael Jackson. Sorry. But this bop is a bop. We just got to give it a little bit of time to let it open up. And then we'll hear some. It's pretty tasty. It's pretty tasty. Oh. Yeah, see? It's a little city pop right there. Sorry, LaToya. Sorry. Hey, what's up, Okeana? Good morning. Good to see you. Good to see you. Bass sounds great. Mixing, not so much. That's going to be a little shortcut in there. But I just wanted to bring highlight to the fact that we do have a huge amount of variety with Nathan East and what he is up to. Hey, what's going on, K40? Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to have you here. Oh, yeah, Mott. I've been in a Paul Jackson Jr. loophole for ages. He's maniacal. He absolutely is. He's so good. The thing that we're working towards, the seminal album for Nathan East for me, Daft Punk, baby. Random Access Memories. When that album came out, sorry to make a side tangent here. When that album came out in 2013, 2014, whenever that was, the day it came out, I was so disappointed. I was so disappointed because I was waiting for the new Homework, the new what was it called? Discovery, like electronic Daft Punk. I was craving it, desiring it. And when it was a live, studio session band, I was like, what are you guys doing? But then I listened to it, and then it changed me. And at that time, all I knew was Daft Punk saying, we wanted to make the band of the greatest studio musicians that we always wanted to hear. We wanted to make that band. Who was in that band? Paul Jackson Jr., Nathan East, all Nile Rodgers, all these other, there's like 2 or 3 more really huge studio musician cats. The album is arguably perfect. The way that the songs are constructed for what they're going for. Oh, man. And Giorgio by Moroder, might be the greatest song ever written. I love it. I love it so much. Okay. Dapper. Good morning, buddy. Seiko Matsuda, sorry, I'm having to read from far away, recently released Seiko Jazz 3, and Nathan plays on it. I think he played on the others too. You're correct. You were very correct. We're going to check out a little bit of that here later. Good. See, it's hard to teach you guys anything. You know most of the stuff I'm about to talk about. All right, so scrolling through here, we got the Starship Orchestra, Celestial Sky. I tried to look that up to see exactly what song he was on. I couldn't exactly figure it out. So what we're going to do is we're going to switch to still 1980. We have not left 1980 yet. We're going to check out a little bit of Gloria Gaynor. And this is a song called Ain't No Bigger Fool. And this is a wonderful integration of Nathan East. And who doesn't love Gloria Gaynor, baby? Good little gospel soul. I find it very interesting now listening back to these tracks from the early 80s, late 70s that are soul, disco, funk, gospel, Gloria Gaynor. The mixing is so thin. What do I mean by thin? I feel like I'm missing a lot of bass. I'm missing a lot of mids. It's kind of like I'm listening to everything on an 8-track. It's a little strange. But that was the style. So you can hear Nathan, but he's really in the background. But once you lock in, it's like, if I could just turn him up in my ear, he is slaying it. Got those dope strings on there too. Let's see if I can find that Gloria Gaynor now. There's Latoya. Huh. There we go. Anywho, today, like I said, I got 28 songs. I got a lot to go through here. But what I'm wanting to point out is some of this sound that we've got here. Because in these first 3 tracks, all 1979, 1980, he's doing a lot of pop slap funkiness, but he's way deep in the mix. And even though you can pick him out, the things that are really popping for him right now are those pops and slaps, all these percussive articulation style moves. They stick out of the texture just a little bit and give it that funky aesthetic quality. So let's see how this changes now as we start moving a little further down the line, getting closer to 1981. So, as we're going through... Oh, we got some more stuff here. Yeah, Mott, absolutely agreed. I was completely floored and still am by Random Access Memories. It's so good. It is so good. At some point, I've done this like 4 times on this channel. I'll go grab my album. I have a vinyl of it, and it is phenomenal. The insert booklet alone is worth buying it on. Even if you don't have a record player, buy it on vinyl so you get the giant insert book. It's so cool. It is so worth it. Whatever, $30-$50 you got to pay. It's amazing. Okay, keeping on. We got some Bobby Walker, some Leda Malblue, I don't know, some England Dan Seals, I don't know. Keep in mind, all 25 of these records, so we've got one bangers every time. Are you just clicking in to what somebody else wrote? Have you defined a sound and you're just putting your sound on what somebody else wrote? I don't know. Let's keep listening and check it out. Now we're in 1981, and I had to check out Michael Henderson. Why? Because of this. Yeah. You know why else? Because of this. Let's go back to this. Michael Henderson Slingshot. Please don't demonetize me. What is this fucking picture? I promise, the picture is funny, but the song is absolutely awesome. Just gotta wait for it. Now we can hear some bass, baby. Yeah.
I'm never gonna give you up.
See?
No matter how you treat me, never gonna give you up.
Not gonna do it, baby.
So don't you think of leaving.
Ooh. Okay.
And I know why.
What's his name? A little bit of Bobby Caldwell.
Seen you running around.
Maybe a little Barry White in there.
You think if you
Oh
hurt,
yeah, those octaves in the bass, baby.
I'll go away. I made it up in my mind that I'm here to stay, and I'm never gonna give you up. No matter how you treat me, never
Gonna give you up.
So don't you think of leaving.
It's just tasty, baby. Oh yeah, that was good writing.
Do you see these tears in my eyes?
Yeah, so we got that walking bass line over there. Well, not really a walking bass line, but these octave jumps that go to the fifth and then the octave. Very funky thing, a little bit of a single note slide. Boom. Very, very common things.
Then see you with somebody else. So throw it out of your mind.
So good. Again, we're just doing a little tasty overview here today. And for those of you who want to see all of these songs later, I've made a playlist that includes all of these songs so that you all can listen to them later if there's one in there that you really, really like. So just to show off real briefly here exactly what he's doing. He's doing a little bit of this action where we get an octave. Is that plugged in, turned on? Let's see if I can turn on my bass. There we go. What's up, buddy? So, what we do here is a little bit of this. So I'm doing 5-7-7. And it gives us that root, our fifth, and then our octave. And what he does is at the top, a little slide. Like that. That kind of thing. That holding a note, keeping it still, having a burst of motion, stillness, bursts of speed, stillness. I can't remember who I was talking with a while back about this idea when you're composing bass lines, is how do you make a bass line? You know, what are your options? Constant motion, that is one option. But something that I always encourage people to explore is bursts of motion. So holding a note, just like this. Yum, ba-da-da-dum, bum, ticka-da-bum, bum, where you've got this note, little bit of motion note. It helps create a pulse. And man, no one's better than Nathan East at creating a pulse there. Just fantastic. Okay. Let's see here. What do we have next now? So I got totally sidetracked by Michael Henderson's album cover. That is just too tasty. Now here's what goosed me up. The Four Tops. Not foreplay, the actual Four Tops. He did play with the Four Tops. So I'm not totally insane. See, there they are a little bit later in life. Oh, look at that Jerry curl. That looks good. So again, he's been all over the place. All right, man, it's going to take me for... So look, we're at 26 to 50 here. 1,500 album credits. Not song credits, album credits. And I think we're pretty rapidly approaching an album here that was almost completely composed, written by Nathan East. Or he had a huge insertion in there. Oh, man, look at this. I missed this. I didn't know that he did Earl Clough. This guy did... what's that song? Sunshine? My life, my life, my life, my life in the sunshine. Bum, 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 bum. Pretty sure that was who that was. Anyway, man, this guy's done so much stuff. The other one that really got me was the Pointer Sisters, which we're going to get to here also pretty soon. Oh, here's Billy Preston. Now, I couldn't find exactly which Billy Preston song he was playing on, so I didn't want to just slap shot at somebody wrong. But man, Billy Preston, unbelievable keyboardist, organ player. Man, there's so many good live videos of him online. Just unbelievable. Kenny Rogers, he's playing on here. Frederick Knight, Nighttime. Did I put that on there? I can't remember. No, I didn't. Okay, that was too much. Let's see, who else we got here? All right, so here, to get to Mott, he was asking, hey, are you going to cover the city pop stuff? Of course, my man. And here's the first one we're going to do, is Michiko Watanabe. And let's see if I can find it. Here we go. So this is a 1981 album recorded at CBS Studios. I want to say in L.A. Let me look here and see if it says. I'll keep looking to see if I can find exactly where the studio was. But to my knowledge, this was his first city pop album. So what we're going to do is we're going to check out a track that I know that he was on, which is called Feel Free. And again, artist is Michiko. Whoops, let me say it right. Machiko Watanabe. And man, I love the bass. It's so driving. Let's see if we can find any earlier city pop. I'm pretty sure that's it. See if we can find anything else about this album. Yeah, listen to that, baby. Good stuff. Oh, listen to that guitar. Yeah, Nathan. All right, mark the year 1981, the year that Nathan East's Beast was released. Oh yeah, baby. We got those keys in there too. We got this little slideshow graphic. So good. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. So now we're starting to hear all those pops and slaps from Nathan East that we know and love now so well. But now he's starting to become unleashed. We're starting to hear these double taps, double pops. Dum, beep, bum, da dum, da dum. So a double tap is where you're slapping with your thumb twice, real quick. So if that's a single, what's happening? Did I turn off my bass? I feel like I turned off my bass. I did. So if you're doing a slap, if you double it, and then you mute in the left hand, you get all this percussive stuff. And then you can add other things like hammer-ons. I haven't warmed up today. Sound like crap. But Nathan East sounds amazing. And that's what we're going to start hearing more and more of now as we're moving forward. So, next thing I wanted to point out was this. 1982, The Pointer Sisters. Yes. I'm so excited. Those Pointer Sisters. He did that. Now, I'm just going to play 3 seconds of this because I'm going to get kicked off. I'm so excited. Go listen to that one later. It's super, super good. Most of this song is all synthesizer programmed. Nathan East is the bass player for this whole album. So it's hard to tell if he was really present on this track. However, Heartbeat, absolutely. Same album. This is a good feature of Nathan East. And the Pointer Sisters, man, fantastic group. But this is, again, we're showing this evolution of Nathan East's sound. And even though this is a different style of song completely, I'm starting to hear that Nathan East tone. Because I'm not sure if he's plucking or lightly slapping. With good EQ. Probably finger style, but it's hard to say. Oh yeah. That's a good bass line. A little bit of a city pop stop there. Oh, look at that. Paul Jackson Jr.'s on this track, baby. A4. Tells me how you really feel. So again, even if he doesn't have to be super active, that is a well-suited bass line. I might even go so far to say bespoke. I am. A bespoke bass line. So well put together. Excellently crafted there. So, when we're talking about what does a studio bass musician do, what do they bring to the table? Are they composing everything? Are they clicking into what somebody else wrote? A little bit of both. Generally speaking, it is more of the second. You are coming in to a nearly completed, if not a completed, song or project, and you are there just to realize the part that has already been written, or help bring an element that has already been defined by the producer or artist, and you're there to help create that element, whatever that element may be. Maybe it's a sound. We want a really fat low end. Bass player, can you give us a really fat low end? Okay, whatever. Go for it. Hey, we want this song to just have that funky feel. Bass player, can you give us some even 16th note percussion to help give us that funky feel? And they're like, okay, I got it. So that's what Nathan East at this stage of the game is mostly doing. He's clicking in to that. All right, what do you have going on? Okay, Pointer Sisters pop group. Okay, you're doing this. Let me try to click into you over here. Oh, city pop. Okay, what are you doing? All right, let me try to click in a little bit over here. But still, as we're jumping through these first 5 or 6 tracks, personally, I feel like I hear, maybe I don't, but I feel like I'm hearing connective tissue from all of these things. The first piece of connective tissue is just the overall tone. Never is anything muddy, washed out, too trebly. Everything is very controlled, and I don't want to say compressed, but I know it is compressed. Because what is compression? It is the idea of keeping everything in a zone, in a sonic zone. So that's both volume and sound pressure. So what happens when we play on the bass if we don't have compression? There's a lot of variance in the low end, and certain frequencies, especially in those 400 to 600 hertz, can really overproduce and over-amplify and completely consume other tones. On the other side, lower and then slightly higher frequencies there can kind of pop down. So since the bass is usually the driving force of pop music, or jazz, or rock and roll, or funk, or whatever, we need that bass always present, and if it's popping in and out every couple notes, it kind of ruins the drive of the song. So the compression helps give a unified volume forward. But now it removes our dynamic ability. So how do we compensate for that? Tone, timbre. I can play on my bass an open E string way up here on my fingerboard. And it's going to be low, very bassy, very fat. If I do that all the way down here, it's kind of hard to tell, but it's a little more trebly. Let me make it more obvious. Fingers. Very round. You can now hear that thonk, thonk, thonk. Thud, thud, thud. Those are the kinds of things now that the bass player has to take into consideration. How am I going to approach my string? Am I using fingers? Am I using pick? Am I slapping? Am I strumming? Am I carefully plucking? All of those kinds of things. Getting back to city pop now. So he does a Kenny Rogers album, a Bobby Womack, Pointer Sisters, all sorts of other stuff. Some Lionel Richie. I would love to sit down and listen to some Lionel Richie, but I want to keep going and get to the city pop stuff because we got a real good one coming up here. All this stuff. Now we're finally in 1982. Here we go. Toshiki Katamatsu, Weekend Fly to the Sun, 1982. This one is a big one for our boy because this is the first song I think I ever heard of Nathan, knowingly, of listening to Nathan East. Because I was like, who's this Toshiki Katamatsu character? I think I'm going to write a tab for this and start a YouTube channel. Oh, yeah. That's exactly what I was thinking 6 years ago. Oh, so good, baby. Toshiki. Got a little Lionel Richie here. There it is. Da-da-da-da. And from that discussion I was just having about how do we deal with compressors, since we need volume changes, but we're stuck with this even sound, so what do? Timbre. He starts off popping and slapping, and then switches to fingerstyle. It's the same volume, but it's rounder in tone, which means it's bassier, smoother, so it sounds quieter, but it's not. And then he'll switch in a second. Fingers. Still fingers. Still fingers. Let's get some pop slap. Oh yeah, a little solo. Yeah. It's just like a percussive hit. It's so good. I wonder if our boy's on this album too. Is Paul Jackson Jr. on here? Because I'd be so happy if Paul Jackson Jr. was on this album. Carlos Rios. Not this time. Anyway, fantastic song. So here's our next, I believe this was our next dive into the city pop genre here in 1982. And again, this is recorded at RCA. So we have not yet made it over to Polydor. Once we make it to Polydor and those goobers find out about Nathan East, then it's over. And Nathan East is definitely getting an apartment in Japan because he earns his money over there. So this is 1982 Toshiki Katamatsu. That starts to push him over there. We got some more Four Tops. Again, not Foreplay, but the Four Tops. A little more Kenny Rogers, which, of course, I love. Every once in a while, some good stuff. Bo Williams, there you go. What else we got in here? Simone, Cher, not today. Here it is. 1982, Alpha Records. Cassiopeia 4x4. This was one that had me screaming in the basement last night when I figured this out. I know 4x4. Y'all probably know 4x4. It's pretty awesome. It's got great songs. It's got cool setup. It's got all this stuff. But then you look at this picture right here and you're like, wait, is that Nathan East? And then you look at this album and you realize Harvey Mason played drums, Nathan East played bass, Lee Ritner plays electric. They took Foreplay and they took it with Cassiopeia. And all of us, and I have goosebumps right now because it made me realize why it's called 4x4. There's 4 members in Cassiopeia and they're playing with the members of Foreplay. But they left Bob James at home. Which is fun. Which I think is pretty funny that they pulled everybody except for Bob James. You got Lee Ritner. You got Don Grushin. You got Nathan East. But no Bob James. It's brutal. It's brutal Bob James. But man, listen to this version of Galactic Funk. So this is awesome because not only, it's a little bit like Cassiopeia versus the Square, where they're bass battling each other. So this song that I picked, Galactic Funk, has Nathan East and Tetsuo Sakurai bass battling each other. And it's just the greatest thing ever. And you can hear these goobers having so much fun. Yeah. Listen to those whoops. Woo. Ugh. Yeah. Oh, those drums. It's like, what is happening? Yeah. Oh man, dude. So good. And it's just I've talked about this before. It's too much going on. It shouldn't work. It should not work. Wonderful. So balanced, so even. So good, man. That's Nathan, baby. You can just tell by his tone. It's not as fat as Sakurai. That's Sakurai. Dude, I could just listen. I could listen to this album all day. It's so good. But man, this is what I'm talking about. Cassiopeia knew. They saw Nathan East and they're like, get over here. Stop what you're doing. Get over here. Sakurai, get out. But man, this kind of stuff, man, this is really like the solidifying factor for the next 1,400 albums that he's been a part of. It's like, dude, this is it right here. That now we got the sauce. We got the special sauce. And we're still only in 1982. So he did over 100 records in the course of 3 years. Nuts. Absolutely nuts. Talking pop bass me here. Yeah, the Yamaha tone is gnarly. So this is right around the time that he would have gotten that Yamaha. So the BB 5000, I think, yeah. BB 5000 came out 1980, 1981. So that the BB 5000 is a Yamaha 5-string. So if we take a quick gander over here and look at our star of the day here, Nathan East, that is what he's playing there. Actually, that's a 6-string. So that is a Yamaha, but it's a 6-string Yamaha. There is his BB 5000 or whatever it's called. His let's see what the custom signature is called. The BBNE2. That's a name right there. Known for his work with Clapton, Collins, Stevie Wonder. Okay. The 5-stringed BBNE2 is based around a double cutaway maple and alder body designed by East with 24 frets. Good job. Maple and mahogany neck. Ooh, the bass is fitted with 2 stacked Anico humbuckers and a bridge with individual saddles for better intonation. The pickups are controlled by several controls, including equalizer, to give the instrument versatility. Okay, so that's what that is. So if you look at his instrument here, he got a lot of the knobs. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is, I guess, not a stupid amount, but it's more than you normally have. So why is that? What do I have? More than you normally have. I've got 4. So this is my volume. So just overall volume. This is called my mixture knob. So mixing going between which pickup do I want to hear, balanced or one or the other. And then I've got treble and bass. So he's got an extra couple knobs on there. So it could be a lot of different things, but they were saying that there's a custom EQ knob. So I'm guessing one of those knobs, they mentioned earlier how he had a pedal. Nathan East has a pedal that does his specific EQ curve for his instrument. My guess, Yamaha built that bad boy into the instrument. Some kind of emulation of his EQ so that you can achieve that on the instrument itself. It's a very common thing. My Warwick, even though it doesn't have one of those custom buttons, it is designed to operate in the mode I play it. This really deep pop and slap funk sound. Like they want you to compress it. But I keep all my stuff pretty much at middle. I very rarely adjust my knobs in any one direction because I'm going for the sound that my instrument was designed for. And that's what's happening here with Yamaha and his BBNE2. It's a mouthful. Mouthful of letters. Okay, we only got 10 minutes left here, but I'm going to see if I can get a little bit closer to a couple more songs that I wanted to talk about here. So we're keeping through. We got some Dolly Parton in here. Very, very cool. Yoshino Fujimal. Very cool. So this is another city pop artist that is fantastic. Some more Kenny Loggins, which is always something special for me. Donna Summer, Working Hard for the Money. I will absolutely get myself kicked off for playing that one. But it's a great song. She works hard for the money. But what I am going to play is another song he wrote, or helped write on there, called Tokyo. So this is another Donna Summer. And again, we're just listening to that tone. It's thinner, right? Not as beefy as Cassiopeia. He's back in America. He's thrown in the background again. But you see, this is one that's like, doesn't really sound like Nathan East. Doesn't really sound like anything. It's just a bass line. So interesting to hear how, man, from song to song, the importance of the bass has gone all over the place. And you can tell in this Donna Summer is, this very, I bet this is like right in the heat of Giorgio Moroder's synthesizer, all of these programmed, beats and programmed lines. Bass was not as important. Physical bass, like actual bass guitar. The sound was important, but they're like, rely on the synthesizer. We want to hear Donna Summer. Nathan, shh. So I use this just as an interesting contrast here. Now, as another interesting contrast here, because I saw George Benson and I started freaking out because I love George Benson. He is one of my all-time favorites. I think I got a Benson. Yeah, he's on 2020, and I think I put a 2020 track on here. Let's see if I did. Yeah, Nothing's Gonna Change My Love for You. Oh, man. George Benson 2020 is such a good album. But before we get to that, Anita Baker, Ricky Lee Jones. Okay, now we're in 1983. More Kenny Rogers. Some more Lee Ritenour. Here else we got Randy Newman. I love me some Randy Newman, baby. So good. Herb Alpert. No, we're just gonna take a second just to look at what he chose for his album cover. No, dude. This was already no. You're not Chevy Chase. And you don't even want to be Chevy Chase because he sucks. But this... Take a listen. Take a listen. It's not a good play. It's not a good look. Okay, now, here's what I wanted to talk about. Philip Bailey. For those of you who do not know Easy Lover, written by Philip Bailey, Nathan East, and Phil Collins, Philip Bailey is amazing singer, I think underrated, or at least underrepresented for what he did, what he contributed. But let me just give you a little taste of what happens when Philip Bailey and Nathan East compose a tune together. This is called Via, Go With Love. Listen to this. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah. Look how happy Philip Bailey is. Look at those little booties. That's a good hook. That's a good hook, baby. Pop. Oh, and look. Paul Jackson Jr. Again. They're like connected at the hip. Ooh. Oh, that percussion's good.
Now is the sweetest sound that I have ever heard. Sounds of love.
So tasty. Again, all we're doing is just a little overview today. And I'm getting all these little pings on YouTube like, are you listening to copyrighted stuff? And I'm like, no. Don't look. Okay, moving on. Still 1983. This guy is just an absolute machine. So, with Philip Bailey in mind, and since we're running out of time here, I'm just going to talk through the other tracks that I clicked through here on the YouTube list, and I want to play one more video for y'all. So we got some Shaka Khan, Stronger Than Before. That was really good. Laura Branigan, Self-Control. I was just blown away that he did this song and worked on this album because I really like that song. I heard it in Grand Theft Auto, Vice City way back in the day. And this is just the era now, this mid-late 80s where there's so much Nathan East that I'd heard that I had no idea that was him. And I was just like, let's get it, man. Get it. This is so good. So good. Let's see what else. So there's Laura Branigan, Self Control, Stronger Than Before, Shaka Khan, I Feel For You. It's such a great album. The Jacksons, that's pretty cool. Let's see here. More Donna Summer. Here we go. Easy Lover by Philip Bailey, 1984. That we're gonna watch a track on that. Man, it's so good. Footloose. The dude he played bass on Footloose. Does that register to y'all? Footloose, baby. That's him. He's playing bass. That blows my mind. My mind grapes are smashed. Sam Harris. Okay, I have this album. I bought this for $1 at a thrift store because of this. I thought this back of this album was so psychotic that it was like, all right, it's $1. I'm going to buy this. Who the hell are you, Sam Harris? And it's got Nathan East on it. I own so much Nathan East and didn't know I owned Nathan East. It's amazing. Okay. Couple more that I wanted to mention here. Let's see here. I'll just go through this one. Kenny Loggins, Phyllis, Gone with the Sadness, Henri. So Cool. That was 1984. 1985. Let's see here. It's Kimiko Kasai. So that's 1984. So now we're into the heavy city pop era. There we go. Henri, 1984. Cool. So all those songs on there. What do we have? We've got Bring Me to the Dance Light, Gone with the Sadness. Those are the only ones that I know off the top of my head really, really, really well. Maui, great album there. What else we got? Marlene, I don't know who you are. Bo Williams. You're going to start seeing Philip Bailey all over. Oh, another Cassiopeia album that they did together. Really, really, really cool. Let's see, what else did I snag? Nothing's Gonna Change My Love for You, George Benson. Amazing song, super, super good. Threw in a little bit of Eurythmics. He played bass on the Eurythmics songs on their album. Big one that you can hear is What I Lie to You. Very, very good. Bright Times. This is what a Toshiki Katamatsu. No, Issei Noro. So this is a offshoot of the Cassiopeia collaboration. Issei Noro did some stuff with him, and man, it is. Need I say more? It just kicks ass. It's so good. Maisha, one that this was like the first album or second album that we did in season 3 here. There was very early on one. Yeah, dude, Nathan East is just killing it, man. It's just like, eat your heart out, Marcus Miller. Yeah, right there. And then you come in with that hook, that ba-na-na-ba. Man, so good. So good, Maisha. So good. Michael Jackson, Bad. Nathan East. Garfield, Am I Cooler? What's the soundtrack? Nathan East. This guy, Greg Philangins. I don't know how to say it, but man, they wrote a bunch of stuff together. This stuff is super dope. When the bass kicks in here. And you thank your stars, you've got someone to lean on. Just smooth and amazing. Some Kenny Loggins in here. Ow! Nathan. You can't stop him. Some Bob James in here. This is a weird album. Borderline racist. From the appropriation of Asian pentatonics and tones and scales and sound. It's a weird line you're walking, Bob James. I don't know. But the bass is fantastic. Okay, so getting to the point of the video that I said I wanted to show you guys. This is a video created by a channel called Art /research. I want to give all proper due credit to this channel. I did not ask to show this video. I hope that is okay, whoever owns this channel. But I was very impressed from this little short that they put together discussing writing Easy Lover with Phil Collins, Nathan East, and Philip Bailey. And this is just Phil Collins and I believe Philip Bailey just talking about how genius Nathan East is in his writing and how fluid he wrote this piece. And according to them, wrote it in 20 minutes. And this goes, again, talking about our old adage of, or maybe I haven't talked about this with y'all, a lot of major artists who have #1 iconic hits that everybody knows. The band very frequently wrote it real quick thinking it was trash, hate the song. Example, Hotel California by the Eagles. Wrote that song in like an hour. The lyrics to them were meaningless. They're just like, we just literally wrote down stupid words about a hotel. We didn't care. We just needed another track. And we thought, this is a cool little lick, whatever. Now they play it every day of their lives. Another good example of that is, let me think here. Oh, Radiohead, Creep. They wrote Creep Tom York wrote that in, I don't know, a day or two. Throwaway song. And he hates it now. He absolutely hates it. And he's like, I wish I had never written that. Nirvana, Smells Like Teen Spirit, that got too big. I mean, these are all different reasons why they didn't like their songs. But the commonality is that many, many #1 songs are not crafted by the artist to perfection. It's just like, I think this will sound good. Let's see what's up. So, here we go.
I've never heard Nathan play a bum note. It's just extraordinary talent. When I did the Philip Bailey album, Chinese Wall, this was about 83, 84. Philip, he wanted me to produce it. As soon as he announced that, a lot of black radio were kind of saying to him, you're going to go and work with this white Phil Collins, but don't make a white record. He kind of got the wind up a little bit.
No one likes white Phil Collins.
Nathan East, do you know Nathan? I said, no. He said, oh, he's
I like Caribbean Phil Collins.
Philip, being a friend of mine, invited me to play, and we went to London. That was the first time I got the chance to work with Phil Collins.
We started to make this record, and I started to get very close to Nathan, and we did the whole album, and we became very tight.
After 2 weeks of recording, Philip said, you know what, we still don't have the undeniable single.
And so this one last day,
we still don't have the hit.
Mess around with something. We came up with the dum 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 dum. Nathan worked on.
Look at Phil Collins chugging.
Exactly that riff was going to be.
Trombone player.
It really took 20 minutes to write, believe it or not.
Philip was singing Choosy Lover.
God, his teeth are so white.
La 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 la. Choosy Lover.
Choosy Lover.
I went home and I didn't like the sound of Choosy Lover, but I wrote Easy Lover, and basically the lyrics kind of almost wrote themselves.
Easy Lover. Should take your heart up, you believe it. I didn't know what verse we were on. Like no other. Before you know it, you'll be on your knees.
And it became a total showstopper.
Look at him wearing all white. Phil Collins had to wear khakis. He wasn't cool enough. Oh, I didn't know he was singing. Oh, what was that? You never get it.
I'll never forget hearing Easy Lover on 3 radio stations at the same time.
That's crazy.
We didn't realize it was going to be so big, and I don't think we'd ever have thought that it's still going to be played on the radio now. We didn't think that long ahead.
That was probably one of his really first big monster
Marcel
hits.
East. Who's this?
It was always fun to see an album project come out and see Nate's name on it. He was humble, I mean, he didn't always share it. You'd be surprised. You'd be looking at an album, going down the liner notes, and Nate was on this.
Bass players, to
That's
a
how
large
I feel.
extent, tend to be the unsung heroes, If they are well known, sometimes it's for the wrong reasons. It would be great if he actually wrote down, or there was a list of all the tracks he'd played on, where you'd think, my God, that was him. My God, that was him.
That is exactly how I feel.
That was him.
My God, that was him. 2000 album credits, one of the most recorded bass players of all time. And the stuff here at the end, they're like just naming albums that he's on that are just like barely scratching the surface of what we're talking about for why we love him. But this is the stuff in America that was just massive. And it's like, where's the Toshiki Katamatsu? Where's the Henri? Yeah, Clapton is great, but where's the Cassiopeia, baby? What is all this American crap? So, Nathan East, unbelievable. Last thing I'm going to leave everybody with here today is just a little taste of what he does in Giorgio by Moroder. This amazing song from Daft Punk, Random Access Memories 2013. This bass part is just
about the concept of
it's the best, and I'm gonna get kicked off for it, I know, but man, it's the drums and the bass at the end here are just so good. Part. The drums are so good. All right, last thing with this song is listen how they transform. They've got this bum, just like super hard 4/4 funk, and they take it into a samba, and it's magical. It's absolutely magical how they transform this into a just like. Let's see. Okay, here we go. 1 and 2, 1, 2. And then we're gonna have a little bit into this keyboard solo, and then it'll just be this shift that begins. Samba. It's like, how did we get here? That's that bass, baby. Those bass and the drums. Ah, so good. Ah, so good, man. Oh, it's amazing. I don't know if anybody's still here listening, but just so good. So good. All right. Maybe not next week, because I don't want to overload everybody with Nathan East here. Let me know in Discord if you want to do a second week of Nathan East next week, and we will do it. Believe me, I have no problem with it. But I'll be thinking of other options as well for a topic for next week. But wrapping up here, man, just on the first scratching the surface of Nathan East. Unbelievable artist. And as all good artists here on the channel that we explore, it only raises more questions, which is, what's Paul Jackson Jr. doing? Because they're on almost like half the songs we listened to today also featured him on guitar. So I want to do a little more research into seeing, okay, well, what are these cats doing together? Because again, both of them are on citypop albums. They both end up moving over and doing a lot of stuff on Polydor. They do a lot of stuff on Alpha. Very, very, very cool. And man, that little video of Phil Collins talking about Nathan East and just how he wrote that in 20 minutes, and was just like, yeah, this was fun. I liked writing the song. It's pretty cool. Pretty mind-blowing how big of an impact one guy had, and he's so humble at the same time. Okay. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out. What's up, Prank? Good to see you, homie. I always appreciate you guys showing the love and support. If you're not a part of the Discord channel, description below, go ahead and hop on over there and join. Totally free. Wonderful resource, or wonderful location with lots of resources, wonderful people, great discussions, music links, all that good stuff. If you would like to donate to my Patreon, because you just would like to donate, head on over. I got a link down below. Got the $3, $5, $10 subs. And if you do the $10 donation, you get access to a whole bunch of extra materials. Things like bassless backing tracks, bass score videos. I'm trying to do some more uploads. Speaking of uploads, coming very soon. Bass Basics. You already saw the pilot episode that I put out there. Had to stop for a moment because I had to write all my own original music because YouTube just likes to take everything from me. But not this one. This one's going to be mine. So if you guys have topics that you want to learn about the bass or techniques or things like that, let me know. Maybe I'll make a video on it. That's the hope. But until next time, have a wonderful day, and I will catch you guys next week. Let's see if I can figure out when to stop the stream. 'Cause I usually can't.